Whenever you're ready, Zay. Hi. Welcome to Nina's Bag Podcast, where we like to advocate, educate, elevate. That's my motto: advocate, educate, elevate. Yeah, thank you. Today, I'm so happy to have Sterling as my special guest again. Sterling, do you want your last name
What do you think?
or just Sterling? Just Sterling is great because I
Okay.
think that's fantastic. It's
Thank you.
beautiful. It's different. So Sterling was a previous guest of mine on
hmm
the podcast, and she blew my mind. She tends to blow people's mind because she's so mature that you'll be thinking, oh, she must be like 25, 30-ish. But her maturity is just one of her assets.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah. So, without further ado, I'm just going to introduce Sterling, my guest for the podcast today, Nina's Bag Podcast.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, of course.
Now, that sweet face, I want you to look at the camera and give them this sweet face. Now, I want you to tell them how young you are.
I'm 20. I just turned 20 this last April.
Amazing, right? Beautiful and intelligent. I love
Thank
it.
you.
And she's been through more than probably half than most of the people that are going to see this. And still, her persona is dope. She's like the kind of people I want to be around. And I don't lie to people. So I
Thank
really
you.
like that you're here today. Today, we're going to talk about LGBTQ. I've been trying to have this conversation forever because I'm always trying to be inclusive. I want to have different age groups, different denominations, different
Sexualities,
everything.
ethnicities,
You know what I
everything.
mean? And I was trying to pull that off, but life is crazy. So we're still gonna set it off though,
hmm
because I was hoping that I could have 3 or 4 people here so we could get different perspectives because we're gonna get rid of the stigmas
Oh yeah.
just in conversation.
I just love that it's like the end of Pride Month though that we're doing this. Like that's like
That's why I was trying to slip it in.
perfect.
I've
That's
been trying to get it in
perfect.
since the beginning. Zaya was with me when I actually stopped on the street and tried to get the guy that dances.
Oh
I
yeah.
wanted to have him because his personality is fun. I don't
I
even
know.
know him,
I don't even.
but
But
I
he's
feel I
so
want to be.
cute. He's
He's
so
so adorable,
nice.
isn't he?
Yes.
Yes, just like you. So I'm so glad that you are willing to talk to me because people, I have friends that I've tried to get on this podcast. I have one friend who is a tranny and who I absolutely love to the moon and back. I did a recording, but I didn't have my engineer at the time
Oh
and it
no.
didn't record. So when I try to get Ange, and I hope you're listening to this show, when I try to get Ange back on, she's like, "Girl, I don't want to talk about that topic. I'm busy." I'm like, I need to get Ange on because Ange will blow your mind. She's from New York. She just has this flavor about herself, but she's also a carpenter. So
Oh wow.
yeah, and I like when people find their niche and they
hmm
run with it. You know what I mean? I think what do you think your niche is?
I want to do like interior design. Like
You
that's like a
mentioned
big
that
thing for me because like I love designing things
interior design.
and like I like working with kids. So like I like want to have
Oh,
that little area where I'm like doing kids' bedrooms,
oh, that's cute.
nurseries.
I
Yeah.
like that. Like different. You ever watch those shows on TV?
hmm
I could sit and watch that
I
for
want to
hours.
focus more on like the kids aspect of it. Yeah, because I've
Cool.
loved kids since forever. So
Do you ever see when they do a makeover of a kid's room and they
I
make it like a
know
room
it's
that
so my
you as an
favorite.
adult want to go and do a flip on the bed?
I know, like that's
That's
what I want
me.
to do because like that's when I was so much younger. I was like, I want a princess bedroom, so I want to give a little girl the like
Who
biggest
didn't?
princess bedroom of her
Yes.
dreams.
Oh, I bet you. I think anything you touch, you're gonna be good at.
Thank you.
And just like I told Isaiah, when you actually decide your business
hmm
and you actually, people think like you have to have this whole big thing to start a business. You
You
don't.
don't.
But what you do need are people that are connected and people that are willing to actually reach what you have and extend it to other people. So if you start with like business cards on interior designs and
hmm
specializing in children's
hmm
makeovers or whatever you do, pass me some of your cards.
Thank you.
Or if you're at an event that I'm at, take care of your conversate, pass your card.
Yeah.
Zay is amazing at it.
Oh
Amazing.
yeah, no, I remember him working those
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
Did you get paid yet?
I try to give him what I could give him, but because he's priceless.
Oh yeah.
I one time I saw him at an event that we were at. There was probably 100 people, maybe plus, and he gave somebody like a bunch of them, and I
Really?
wanted to be like, don't give him all those cards. Just give him a couple because people are busy. They'll take them and say, "Oh, I'll do this, this, and," but they
Right.
don't.
They
It's
don't.
not worth losing your card. So that's food for thought. But he has his cute little box. He's more prepared than me. He'll have
Stop.
his box of cards and ready. So I'm saying that because I know you're good with computers. Get your cards together.
I will. I'm
Yeah,
probably gonna do Canva and then I'll have to print them at the library, hopefully.
yeah. Say it's crazy, but that's such an easy way to get started. And people always say, well, if you have a business, do you have your EIN number and are you an LLC? Well, that can happen,
hmm
but initially getting started is
Right. You don't need to have like an LLC to start with. You can't. You don't have to. You
right.
can just do it.
People do handyman stuff all the time without having an actual business.
Exactly. That's the majority of electricians and plumbers that do that.
They're not supposed to. But
No, but they do.
eventually you're going to grow your population and you're going to want to put it out there and get
Oh
your
yeah.
LLC. But getting started is just getting started.
Mhm.
And it's cost effective to just get cards and get out there.
Yeah.
So anytime I can help, I want to help. So
Oh.
if I'm having an event and you come, bring your box of cards and pass them out. You don't even got to ask.
If you're
They'd
having
be
the
like,
event the 16th, I'll probably have them by then.
awesome, awesome.
Hopefully.
So yeah, I'm working on a couple of things, but I want to talk about you.
Okay.
I love talking about things that are meaningful, but having somebody relatable to the topic is important to me.
Right, of course.
LGBTQ. I am hoping to have other conversations. I hope this isn't the only one that I have.
No, I get that completely. This is
Yeah,
just one perspective of
right.
many.
And if I get other people that are going to come on as guests and you want to come, please come.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
That
would
would
love
be
to come
cool.
back for another podcast
Keep
like
showing your
this.
beautiful face because I think you're adorable. I want them to see you.
Thank you.
So the topic of LGBTQ, I sent you a couple of questions, and I
Yeah,
really want to make sure we touch those because
of course.
um. So I want to. First I want to tell. We kind of gave them information about you,
Right, right.
your name, your age, and you're from this area. We'll
Yeah,
say
pretty
that,
much.
and because Kingston tends to be the melting pot. There are people here that are from everywhere. So
hmm
like it's good to people want to give shout outs. So, but she's from our area. Um, when did you accept your diversity? When do you know? I'm sorry. Yes. When did you accept your diversity?
That was probably like around the time that I was like 16, like fully like coming to terms with the fact that yeah, I do like girls and that's okay to like girls. Like I had always known certain things. Like
But
I was
life
always
makes us
like,
be afraid to talk about the things that we feel. You know what I
right. I
mean?
remember when I was 6, I had stated to my aunt, I shouldn't have been watching Mamma Mia at that age. And I thought the girl that played Sophie was very pretty. So I was like, I really like Sophie. I want to marry her, as many kids do.
All the time.
And she looks me in my 6-year-old face and goes, that's disgusting. Don't ever say that again. And her daughter herself is gay and is getting married to a woman.
I- Did she know at the
Yes,
time when she said
she
that?
was. The daughter was with the woman at that time. Yes.
When she said it's disgusting to you?
Yes.
Well, you know what?
Absolutely, 110%.
The way that it's not always what somebody does to you, but it's how we respond. And how a grown up could say that to a 6 year old.
Right, like kids say stuff all the time, like, I want to marry Prince Charles. Yeah, of course, good for you. You know, all you have to say is, oh, that's nice, or whatever.
And just in a kinder way if you don't agree with it, but don't push your values on
Exactly.
a
Like, you
kid.
don't.
How do you know that?
Right.
I mean, but see, that right there said that she wasn't comfortable with diversity.
No,
A lot of
absolutely not.
people, most
I
people
had
aren't.
known that she wasn't okay with her daughter being gay. Like, even my mum knew when she was, like, around her, but it was, like, kind of not spoken about until, like, she said that to me. And I was like,
You kind of knew that she wasn't. So she had a daughter that was gay.
yeah,
She knew it.
yep,
You knew it,
yep, everybody knew it.
but no, it was the unspoken thing.
Yeah,
Like when people have a certain concept or idea about a
hmm
topic. You know what I mean? Sometimes they're subtle and they don't really speak honestly until they're in their own environment or
oh,
until they
absolutely.
can actually project their prejudices with ease.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? So her being rude to you kind of gave you the best perspective on what you were dealing with.
Right, exactly. It kind of opened my eyes to, like, that was like the
Wow.
first time I ever dealt with something like that, and so I was like,
And you were 6.
mm-hmm.
People see, and you know what? That just shows that, and not saying because I don't know your aunt, there's no judgment on your aunt, but sometimes people are very, very prejudiced and very judgmental, and they don't even know they are.
No, no, I don't even think she fully like realized it because she didn't like have to see her daughter every day.
Oh,
Her daughter had moved out at this point, so she's like, I don't have to acknowledge that every day.
and she probably was not being mean to you.
No, she was
She
just
was just
probably being mean about the situation in general.
right, right, right. But it happens so much,
Hmm.
happens so often. Now you were a little girl, she was an adult, but just imagine, um, LGBTQ communities get affected way more than people realize.
Oh, absolutely,
Like
110%.
almost every day, somebody that is in that
Hmm.
community is affected
Oh yeah.
or afraid or intimidated or
Hmm.
prejudiced against in some way.
Hmm.
Sometimes subtle and sometimes just outright.
Hmm.
And I think I mean, my opinion doesn't matter, but I always want to make people, I want to make it clear that I'm supportive of everybody. I don't give a god done who you are, what you want to be.
Exactly.
That's your business.
Exactly. If that's what you need in your life and that's what makes you happy,
Right. And who are people to judge? Who's anybody to
exactly.
judge?
Exactly.
You
And
know?
who, like, laws, how are you to tell me how I'm able to live my life?
Right.
You know,
Right. So another thing I want to talk about, I want to know, I'm so proud that you're willing to give your perspective because there's
of
people
course.
out there that want to say the things that you're brave enough to say. You know what I mean? I'm kind of one of those people too. I don't care. I'll say it.
Same.
So
I'm bluntly honest.
so as a little as a child, young people in general, not specifically you, but people in general, when they're young, they don't really know what sexuality is. They don't know
No.
why, they don't know something's wrong. They just see something, they like it, and they say it. And some prejudiced person, without realizing sometimes, says that's disgusting, like you dealt with, and it makes you think, oh, that's a bad thing.
Right. And then
Because
it
as a
skews your
child,
child's mind, like, oh, okay.
right,
Like, before you were just like, okay, going about blissfully, and now you're like, oh, now you're aware of it when you
right.
shouldn't have had to be at that age.
And that was my question. Do you think that it made you inquisitive when your aunt,
It definitely did because, like, that made me pause and I was like, but
and it
wait.
probably was confusing because her daughter was.
Right. I was like, wait, she's with a girl, and is that disgusting too?
Right. That's my point. Like how do
How did it
we
didn't
affect
make
kids'
sense? It
minds?
was just like,
Right.
wait, I kind of had to step back and be like, and I shouldn't have had to do that at 6.
And adults affect and project prejudices on children,
Mm-hmm.
like from a young age. And
Racism. Mm-hmm.
it's just such a crazy thing. And I think there's certain communities that get affected and prejudiced more
Absolutely agree.
than others. Like we're going through such weird times right now. It's kind of being insinuated by people, I'll say. I'm trying to be politically correct with this. It's being insinuated that some of the people that have suppressed so many people are saying that they are the ones that are being
Oppressed.
right or prejudiced, and it's just mind blowing. Like we're in a crazy time right now,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely crazy, and but most of all, LGBTQ people and people of different colors are being targeted like we went back to the 60s. Here I'm thinking, I remember there was a time where people, where groups were trying to go to anybody that they thought was LGBTQ community related because they were like, oh, they're powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? That was so fly. I thought that was interesting. When previously they were treated, mistreated,
Yeah.
beaten, killed, even murdered, even because of who they liked.
Yeah, my mum grew up during the AIDS crisis, so.
That's so crazy. That was a crazy time for all of us. We didn't understand it, but we blamed one group. Crazy.
And actually, the history with that is interesting too. That's why we have LGBTQ, because it originally was GLBT.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the only people that actually really fully stepped up for the gay men at that point in time were lesbians.
Wow.
So the gay men unanimously decided we're going to swap it and put the L first now.
Why was that with lesbians? It because women were accepted to be gay
I guess it was
before
just
men.
because lesbians didn't care. Because they knew what it
Cool.
was like to be ostracized, and
Mm.
so they were just like, you know what?
So sad. So sad. Like, and that's why when people are prejudiced, I don't care who it is. I
Mm-hmm.
don't care if it's for your sexuality, your race, your religion, whatever it is, I tend to go and try to support the underdog. I am outspoken because I feel like who is anybody to judge? I've had it happen to me
Hmm.
when I was a little girl like you were when you were 6, you know. But at that time, you didn't even know really that you wanted to be gay. You were just saying what you like.
Yeah, I
You
was
were
just like, she's
speaking what
pretty.
right, simple. You know what I mean? Do you believe that people are born a certain way, or do you think that life's
I think it can be
injustices? I do
both.
too.
Like, I think you can be born
I do
gay, and
too.
I think you can be made gay.
Because of life's injustices,
Like,
right?
I think personally, I would have been like a bisexual person if I hadn't gone through the trauma I went through, and now I'm just like a
I,
lesbian, strict. I can't date any men.
understandable. And just for the sake of it, and remember, show your pretty face. Just for the sake of it, I'm cool about that, right? I'm like, come on, show your face. Just for the sake of it, if you're comfortable, I want you. Can you just tell what your not your we don't need to go into details, but what your trauma was? What actually happened in your life? Because there are a lot of people that I've spoken to, men, women, whomever, that say this happened when I was younger, and this is it. Did you what happened? What was it?
I was trafficked from the ages of 3 to 13 by my biological father.
Now, when somebody hears 3 to 13, they're like 3.
Hmm.
We're even going to back it up a little bit more. Traffic. When somebody says when you talk about trafficking, that means you are taking somebody against their will, kind of kidnapping them. It is kidnapping, and you're actually making it for a purpose. You're not just taking them because oh I like that girl and I want to kidnap her. You're taking a child or a person or a man or woman is being taken for the purpose of gain for their the person that's actually taking them, that's
Right,
kidnapping them.
exactly. Could be labor, could be
Right,
sex, could be
right,
whatever.
right. And but I said all that to say, what would somebody want a 3-year-old for? I mean, how twisted are the minds? I know that, but I want people to understand because I touch this topic more than probably anybody knows because I find it's important. Awareness is very, very
Right, of
important.
course, absolutely.
And there are people that actually will put in the time and say, I'm going to take that 3-year-old and I'm going to prime her. People put in time. It's a business for some people. There are people that try to go into rehab sometimes and are actually pulled
And
into,
use that. Hmm.
yeah, I
Hmm.
it happens.
Yeah.
So it's just weird when somebody says from 3 to 13. It's hard to believe, but it's a
You
true
don't know
story.
who. You don't. The youngest person I ever saw that, in my experience, was probably 8 months.
So do,
And I don't know what you want with an 8-month-old, but that's.
do people
Thank God I don't.
when you were going through your trauma, did were you brought around other people that were in the same that were being trafficked as well?
Yes, I was brought around a lot of people that were being trafficked. It depended on which state, it depended on where I was.
So you were in different states as well.
Absolutely 100%. 6.
Wow. And you know, there's a some states have the statutory length of time is 5 years. Some say there's different. Some don't have a limit,
I
which is
know.
what it should be. If I'm 21 years old, or if I'm
If I'm just coming out about my trauma and just accepting it, I should be able to be like, I want to sue you or I want to get my justice. But.
exactly, if you're 40 years old, and
Mm
because some people bury the pain,
hmm.
and
Mm
you
hmm.
get flashbacks, and you realize, wow, this happened
Oh
to me,
shit. Mm hmm.
and then you start thinking maybe that's why I experienced this. Maybe that's why I don't want to deal with men. Maybe this is why I don't
Mm
want to
hmm.
deal with women. Things happen, and but we have the psychological power, I'll say, as a safety mechanism to bury things.
Mm hmm.
You know,
Took me years to come out of it.
I bet I have a friend that, at the more she talks about it, the more she remembers things.
That's exactly what it is with me. Because
Like
the more you acknowledge it, the more you're like,
I
there's
remember,
more.
I remember that happened. Like so, being trafficked, human sex trafficking is a very very big deal, and just for the sake of it, and then we're going to get off that topic and stay on the LGBTQ because we already did that. And comfortability that you have talking about LGBTQ is priceless. You talk about anything, and I think you're such an intelligent woman. I hope that I see
Thank
you
you.
on stages one day
Thank you.
because you have that capability. If when a person is being trafficked, whether sexual for sexual purposes or for labor or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
do you do you think that it can happen in the weirdest places where people would never think?
Oh, absolutely. I've had people when I've told them that I've been sex trafficked, they're like, "Oh, they're thinking the white van, you're taking it into Mexico," and I'm
Yes.
like, "No, I was sex trafficked by my own father in my own house,
And
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 that
y-
can happen
and I bet you were questioned on your validity was questioned. I guarantee it.
beyond, especially by like authorities and CPS and everything like that. I was deeply questioned."
Isn't that a sad thing? It for those of you that actually watch this episode, think about this. We have respected agencies that are actually giving money that salaries that I wish I could have had
Same.
that are supposed to protect people, women, children, men, babies, boys, whatever, for that purpose. And
Completely.
there are things that can happen right in your neighborhood,
Mhm.
and you could say, "Hey,
Mhm.
this is happening. They're having human sex trafficking in that house." I did it when I was on the on. I'm not even going to go into that because I want to keep the focus here. I brought attention to that, and nothing ever came of it.
Of course.
So it makes me wonder how deep it is. How deep it is. Like for you to be able to be taken and put in different states, and you were put someone tried to bring it to the authorities,
Mhm.
and to have it ignored. That is a devastating mental blow.
And it's interesting to me that it wasn't just my mum that tried to get it put. My teachers also were like, "What's going
Wow.
on? This is weird."
Your teachers. Now, sometimes mothers, parents are blown off. A lot sometimes parents or
My
misconstrued.
teachers would always kind of be like, when I had to go, like, my nana was picking me up or my dad was picking me up, and I would have like a fit. They would be like, "Sweetheart, it's fine. What's going on?" They would have to sit with me and talk with me, and they would sometimes call my mum.
Wow, this is a movie. I'm telling you, this is a movie because you were screaming out.
Mhm.
And that's why thank God for shout out to your teachers because thank God they reacted to your reaction to who was picking you up. That was red flags. And when they actually told the authorities it was blown off,
My elementary teachers were some of the best people that I
that's
could have
so
ever had
and
in my
they
life.
should be their front lines.
And like my first grade teacher was also gay, and I love
And you know what?
her.
Gay or not, gay or straight, a teacher or an adult that sees something should always say something
Oh,
because
agreed.
a child's life can be saved. Their trauma can be prevented.
Mhm.
Things could be in an early stage. I was previously the youth bureau director, and I always wanted to know why human sex trafficking and sexual violence wasn't actually discussed more. Because in every school, there
I
are
think it's
tons.
taboo,
There are several kids
honestly.
that are affected.
I think it's just like, oh, we can show them this is a no-no spot and just tell parents, and that's it. And that's like
A
not
victim does not feel
enough.
comfortable coming out unless it's the stigmas are eliminated, and that's what
Exactly.
this episode is meant to do. We're going to eliminate stigmas by having a conversation about it. We have this beautiful Sterling here talking about it, has gone through trauma, and she wants to help others
Oh, absolutely.
by talking about it. So when we're adults or teachers or professionals, especially those that are supposed to protect kids, and we don't listen to a parent, that what parent wants to go tell somebody that their child was molested or was is being trafficked? Nobody wants to do that.
Mm-mm.
Most parents are so embarrassed and ashamed, and they internalize and think it's their fault that they don't bring it forward. That's why you are amazing. No, you are. Her mom is here, and she's sweet as she can be.
I know. She's the best mum
Oh,
ever.
she like when somebody tries to help and they're discarded, and people take these crazy turns in their life and they do bizarre things, it could be because of them reaching out for support and not getting it. Right? You're so cute, Isaiah. Too adorable.
I know. Just watching him, it's amusing.
Eh,
He's like a circus monkey.
but I think that it's so important that we actually have these conversations because how are we going to help?
Right.
How is especially like different communities? Like, do you remember seeing stories, hearing stories about people being teased and taunted because they were LGBTQ community?
Yeah.
Community. Even worse, people were murdered.
Mhm.
That happens so much, so often. And the last time you were on Nina's Bag podcast, you said people of color.
People of color are disproportionately affected, especially gay people of color.
This is when I knew she was a seriously intelligent young lady. People of color are seriously disproportionately affected, and and they don't have the,
They don't have the safeguards. Like, I'm a white woman. If I
and it
started,
shouldn't happen to anybody. I
mm-mm,
don't care who
but
you
I
are.
have what's called literally white woman tears, and I can get away with a lot of things because of that.
You can affect. I saw you can affect somebody just whether you could do something wrong. Somebody of there are privileges and period. That's all we're talking about.
Absolutely.
And for you to be
Hmm.
18, you turn or
I'm
20.
20.
For you to be 20 and to know that is amazing. For you to know that other colors are disproportionate, but people know it and don't always accept it or say it. So imagine if I had, and that's why it was so important to me to try to get somebody Latino and black and white, everybody, every nationality, men, women on
It's
the
because,
show.
like, I know personally too, because I encountered not just gay, people of color, but also people of color in general. I remember in fifth grade we had this cute little Hispanic boy that came over from Mexico, and he couldn't speak a lick of English, and I was the only kid that talked to him.
Imagine what he went through.
I would sit on the swings and I would try to teach him English.
Did you see recently in the news there was a little boy that he was nonverbal and he was being mistreated and his mother hid a camera in his hair.
I've seen a lot of that too recently.
Oh,
It's like they hide it in the hair, they hide it in the backpack.
oh my
Hmm.
gosh. How could somebody, and it would have went on and on and on and
Because
on.
he couldn't speak.
And still they were standing there like not saying anything when his mother confronted them.
Yeah, like, hey, I actually have a video of this. Now you can't
Whoa,
say I'm lying.
whoa. You know what I mean? And in the same respect, you in your situation, when your father sex trafficked you and people in your own town and you're from a small town didn't
Very
believe
small.
it.
No, of course
They
not.
didn't believe it. How hard is that for a mom? How hard is that for you? You could have ended up and I'm not
I
trying
could
to
have
encourage
died.
this. You could have ended up a horrible person that was vengeful because you had so many things
Oh,
done to you.
absolutely. I could have
It
hated
happens all the
people.
time.
I could have become a serial killer because there's a
It
lot of,
happens all the
yeah.
time. I look at those documentaries because when you hear about the minds and the lives that they led, it kind of gives understanding. It doesn't make it right
No.
because hurt people do hurt people, but
Hmm.
hurt people shouldn't hurt people.
That's
That
why, like, whenever people talk about Eileen Wuornos, I'm like, read the whole case.
uh, when people talk about what,
Eileen Wuornos, I'm like, just read the whole case. There's a lot beyond that.
I don't know anything about that one.
She was a serial killer. They called her that in the 70s and 80s because she was a prostitute. So she had to do what she had to do to make
I
money.
understand it in so many.
She got raped on several occasions, and she killed the men that raped her.
Okay, that's terrible. Look at my face. I was like,
She literally killed them after they raped her. Like, she was done,
so because she was a prostitute, it got the fact that she
and
could
she was
possibly
gay.
get raped was eliminated.
Yep, and she was
Mm.
gay, and it made it worse. And then they put her in jail, and she's dead because they gave her the death penalty in
I
2002.
I have to read that.
Yeah,
That's crazy. And she's one of probably several.
many. She was literally, her nickname is Monster.
Wow.
Yeah,
I have to see that. Now tonight that's gonna be one of the things I watch because I there's everybody has a story.
yeah. No, and it's intriguing to me because I'm like, she was a gay woman in the 70s who had to do what she had to do, and she needed to do what she needed to do,
I
and
admire a person that does what they have to do.
but there's people still living, like Dennis Rader, Edmund Kemper, and you're like, they didn't get the death penalty, but she did.
Mm,
Doesn't make sense because what they
mm.
did was worse than she could have ever done.
And didn't have some of them probably didn't have the background or the traumas that she did.
Exactly. No, she was
Crazy.
ditched as a child. Her brother had cancer. She watched him die. Like, she went through so much, and people are just like,
I keep people
witch.
around me that have been through things. It's just I'm just drawn to them. It's just what I do, you know. I can't even explain it. Like I have two children and they're grown.
Aw.
I could be living my life, but I'm just drawn to helping people. So when people not only don't help, okay, that's your business if you don't,
Right,
but
of
when they're
course.
malicious, like they take the time and target, like the little girl that just passed away on the news, the father's locked up, the stepmother and her mother and her daughter all This little girl had stab wounds, like 20 stab wounds.
Mhm.
She was 5 or 6.
Mhm.
Crazy. That's why we need to do Nina's Bag podcast,
Mhm.
advocate, educate, elevate, because awareness is very, very important. I like putting people on the spot,
Mhm.
especially when you say that there are agencies that actually had, um, that were told, that were advised about you, you know?
Mhm.
So the LGBTQ, the fact that you actually leaned towards that was, do you believe it was because of your trauma?
Absolutely. Like I
Okay.
said, I believe I would have been bisexual if I hadn't had the traumas that
I
happened to
love
me.
that you are comfortable saying that because,
Like I definitely think I would have had a woman lean because women are.
well, some people just prefer, like, some people just attracted to women. You know,
Women are gorgeous.
women tend to know what women like.
Mhm.
Men try and act like they do,
They're fools.
but women know what women like, and I don't care who you are. Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm just honest about it.
Love
Like,
you, Zay.
I mean, there's some men out there that are like, whoa, but
Mhm.
women just know what a woman likes.
Not safe.
So I get it, and isn't it cool? I admire somebody that goes for what they like.
Mhm.
It's your business. Why be? You know how many people are unhappy in heterosexual relationships?
Mhm.
Can't stand their
Mhm.
husband, can't stand their wife, and they wish that they could actually cross over, but they don't because society is just
It's because
trifling.
back then, like that was the
Even
social
now,
norm. Mhm.
but even now, it
Oh, I
still,
know. In
it's
so many
crazy.
countries, it's like illegal to be gay. I think there's 72 countries now that I can't travel to safely
Africa
as a
is one of the main countries. You can't. Africa, they'll kill you. They get killed. They get
yeah.
murdered over there.
And my mum, she's always wanted to go, and I'm just like, I'll take you, but I have to make sure that this country's safe before I go. When I was little, I was like, oh, I'm so obsessed with Egypt. I cannot go.
Is Egypt one of the countries?
Uh-huh.
Whoa,
There was
I didn't know
there
that.
was a gay American man who had Grinder on his phone. It's fine.
Which
You're allowed to.
grinder? I don't know what that is.
Grinder's a gay app. It's more like a hookup app, but it can be a dating app.
Okay.
But he had that on his phone. He was having a great time. He was swiping. He swiped on somebody who was an undercover cop. The cop, then he's an American citizen.
Wait, was he there? Was he in there in Egypt, or
He
what
was in Egypt,
did that
but
happen here?
he was in Egypt, but he was an American citizen, and they arrested him on suspicion of sodomy and homosexual activity.
Because he went on an app. It,
They're on the apps in Egypt. You cannot have a queer app in Egypt. If I went to Egypt and I had her, which is a lesbian dating app, I would delete it
I never
because
knew
they can
that.
track you.
Whoa,
He thought
AI
he
is
was just
crazy.
he thought he was just oh, this is a cute guy, let me swipe on
Just
him,
looking,
see.
right?
No, it was a cop and he got arrested.
That's kind of crazy. So, you know, when we were saying you can't be in
Mhm.
certain countries don't respect it, and you can be charged. But I thought it would be for like trying to be seen with
No.
in a gay relationship.
In
So,
Russia, like
wow,
it's so sad because like
that is sad.
my great grandmother came over from Russia, so I'm like third generation immigrant.
Wow,
Have always wanted to go, but at this point,
is that one of the countries too?
oh yeah,
Russia?
they can't have a pride parade. If you even say the word gay, you could get jailed. You could get put in prison if they heard you talking about queer issues.
Now I know Russia is a very very
Russia's a
it's a very strong
Russia's special.
yeah,
Russia's
we'll put
special.
it like that. But there's a lot of young people that actually still go against the norms. Um, a lot of young people like the things that you're not supposed to have, and they seem. I don't know how in the documentaries they show that they appear to be free with whatever it is that they like.
And I think
Like,
it's like the way they pose it too. Like they have different areas and abilities to do that.
got it.
But like, yeah, there's like 72 countries that I can't safely travel to.
72.
Yeah, like if I actually went on my phone, there's
Wow.
actually a list that
And
I have bookmarked on my phone that has from an LGBTQ plus agency of whether the place is safe or not.
talk about educational. That's crazy. See, this makes me want to look into um support groups. Like I didn't even know something like that existed, where you could actually go on an app and see these are the don't go to places. These are the places that you need to be careful and not. That's and which is very very important.
Oh yeah, we need a database for that because God forbid you go to a country where they're like
And see, I would never think Egypt.
Oh no, Egypt, you can't. And it's so funny because
Hmm.
Egypt is literally the country that has the oldest piece of gay history.
Which is,
So on the tombs, they had
I was
hieroglyphics.
thinking Sphinx, but this is so crazy. I knew it was going to go back to that.
They have
The higher.
on one of the tombs two men holding
What?
hands and embracing.
Whoa.
And that's like
That part doesn't
thousands of
surprise me
years
that
old.
any country would have
Right,
some
of
kind of
course.
history.
It's thousands of years old, but they don't accept gay people.
For anybody to say, and we can say it, like for any country or person to not accept another, I think is just wrong. Like who are you? Who's anybody to say? But then we
Exactly.
have high level officials that are
That are
promoting,
saying you can't be gay.
like taking us back to the 60s, promoting like put people to put people regardless of what it is, whether it's gay, racial,
Hmm.
whatever, to put people in categories where they actually have to worry again
The app that actually, the
on a level
website that
like it is
has
again.
the thing for the gay people actually has different levels too of whether it's safe or not. And dark red is the worst, which can include death, life imprisonment, or torture
Whoa.
for being gay. And
Isn't
then
it sad that we have to have that kind of support?
Mhm.
Like, I mean, thank God that there is, but it's crazy because I went to a meeting um in 2025. I found out about the same day. I'm very spontaneous. Somebody said, "Oh, they're having a meeting at somewhere on Foxhole. You should go to this meeting." I was like, "Okay, great."
Mhm.
Didn't know what I was walking into. Just sat down, was listening, and they had different people getting up and speaking. And I realized, oh, this is the conversation about LGBTQ. And I was like, yes, I'm so glad
I'm
I
interested,
stumbled
right?
over this,
Yeah,
right?
right, exactly.
And I was trying to like offer support. I was like, I offer availability for an episode on my podcast for anyone here that would like to come. And everybody just stared at me, and I was like, okay, they don't want to do this. And then somebody had the nerve to say, people are being stalked right now, and they're being um,
Hmm.
things have gone backwards. So people
There was a
in Kingston, like
mhm.
that they were afraid to have their face seen on an episode of
Yeah,
anything.
no. There was a school recently that was supposed to do this piece in their band, and I don't remember exactly what it was called, but it was based on dedicated to Marsha P. Johnson, who was the woman that threw the first brick at Stonewall.
Right.
Everybody was okay with it. The students were okay with it. The band director was okay with it. The parents even
Was it a
were okay
school
with it.
around here?
No, it was
Somewhere.
yeah, I think it was Tennessee actually, and so they were excited. The band, you're in that state, you're supposed to send out notices if you're going to do anything
To
like that
send out notices to.
to the parents. If you're going to do anything like that, racial, LGBTQ, religion, but not Christianity. Not
Wow.
Christianity. You're allowed to do whatever you want with that. But
Wow.
they
Crazy.
had a school board, and everybody in the school board said no, that they couldn't do it. And this was 2 days before the performance. They'd been practicing it since October. That was 6 months.
Is Tennessee a red state?
Yeah, of
Well,
course
I
it
just
is.
and
Of course
I'm
it
just
is.
and
Tennessee's in the south, so most southern states are. I think the only like southern state, probably, I think one of the Carolinas isn't.
South Carolina definitely is, but
Oh
I
no, I know. I know
I asked that because I wanted because it's just some things are just common sense. You could be any political party,
that.
and
Right.
you can be white, black, green, orange, gay, straight. It doesn't. Your party does not determine who you are. So I'm sure there's people that are hiding in certain parties, especially now because our the person that we're supposed to respect the most, that has the least respect for a community and country, is encouraging people to dislike gay people, to dislike people from South American countries,
It's
to
disgusting to see
dislike.
that this person
It's
is
crazy.
has been able to get the presidency
My
twice
mind is blown.
when he
My mind
hates
is
black
blown.
people, when he hates women, when he hates pregnant women. He hates everybody.
And
And he's destroying the White House. He's ripping up the reflection pool. He's
all the
making a
history.
ballroom. He destroyed Jackie Kennedy's rose garden.
Oh my God! And
They
listen.
put
We're going to
concrete
touch this
over
a
it,
little bit
Isaiah.
because they put so all of the black historical people that were
Look it up.
actually that had pictures in the White House. He had them taken down. A lot of them.
Oh, the one thing that I love that he had to do this past
I know what you're
presidency
gonna
that was so
say.
delicious. There is slavery pieces in different parks. Great. I love that. We need to acknowledge the fucked up history of this country and the evil that happened.
Right. Exactly
He
right.
had them all taken down.
Right. And one
The
of them had to
one
be.
forest was George Washington's dedication to his slaves, and he had them taken down from that park.
There was one in the city that he had. They were getting ready to take it down. They had to cover it up, and they had to leave it. Everything that happens politically that's like just insanely
The fact that he had the
racial.
audacity to put his name on the Kennedy Center too
That's
was
what I
just
thought you were gonna say.
astonishing.
Whoa, talk about wiping out history that was
Like
meant
Kennedy
to
was the least,
create.
was the best president who was like, I don't care what you are, and he's like, nah, I'm gonna put my name on that. Kennedy would have
Like,
kicked him.
some of the dumbest things come out of the administration now, but
Oh, I know.
the heavy things that affect people because of your color, because of your sexuality, because of your religion, that to me is so. We're the melting pot country.
And the fact that we have like the president that literally said in an interview in like 2002, grab her by the pussy. Like,
He did.
like,
He did.
excuse me? And the fact that the way he talks about his daughter is astonishing.
And nothing
There's an
ever
old
comes of it.
interview from her in her childhood bedroom that she was so excited about. She's like, oh my god, it's so pretty. And then she turns to the bed and her face drops. Pale. I'm just like, that's a look of a child sex trafficking victim.
Well, that's some educational stuff because there are looks. There are different things that people.
When I first saw it, I'm like, no, that girl had some shit go down.
I want to touch that a little bit because there was a time when I was doing events about domestic violence
Right.
and sex trafficking, and one of the things was, I don't know if it was Kingston. They were putting stickers up in certain places where somebody was being trafficked in hotels. They were doing this in bathrooms, like public bathrooms, all these different places. So if somebody's being trafficked and a guy went into a men's bathroom and his abductor was outside waiting for him, he could see a sticker that gave information or he could do something. They had little ways of.
That's when I was in hospital. They had ask for cranberry juice, specifically in the pediatric unit.
So that was a verbiage that they gave, that they put out
There's
there.
something called angel shots as well that are used.
There was some kind of help thing too that there were stickers put on. It didn't say help, but it was a symbol that was put on stickers and posted on like the doorway of a bodega. And if you went in there, that meant you could tap somebody or
And be
you could,
like,
you could do the thing behind your back with your hand. Yeah, that thing.
Yep.
That's crazy. It gives me chills because, whoo, like
I
lives were
learned,
saved from a simple thing like that.
I learned sign language for that.
But there's very few people talked about it. I'm like, nobody knows about this. And now we have an administration that not only doesn't want to acknowledge people because they're in a certain group, but all of this stuff, that all the progress that was being made for
It's basically
diversity,
gone.
equity, and inclusion.
The fact that
disappeared.
he banned trans people from the military once and now twice is disgusting because we had these active duty. They could have been sergeants. They could have been heavily medaled, amazing
They
servicemen
still
and
exist, but
women.
they went back in the closet.
And now they're like, oh, because you're trans, because you have a vagina instead of a penis, you can't be in the military.
It's so crazy how we're taken back.
If I want to serve my country, I can serve my country.
But just imagine when we have laws and things and conversations and people that know it's wrong but won't stand up and say it's wrong. Think of all the babies, all the 3-year-olds. When your sex trafficking began, think of all of them
and it makes me think also because like the president of the United States and most of the people in his cabinet have connections to that. So it's like
Jeffrey, who? Jeffrey. Because how funny is it that
You're right.
they're putting up stipulations that were torn down.
Yeah, they have the ability to be all high and mighty, like protect the children, and then on the other hand, you had sex with the children.
So even if we talk about somebody in a lesser, a less status position, there are people. There are people. There are children that are in homes where one of the parents. You're a perfect example. One of the parents did things to them, and because a man is respected more than a woman is respected, it can go under the rug, and that child can continue to get abused, continue to get abused. which is exactly what happened to you. And then when people, as a result of those traumas, decide, I don't want to be with a man ever, you're
I'm a bad
traumatized again.
person.
You're traumatized again
Oh yeah.
in adulthood. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's bizarre.
And then whenever I say that, like if I'm explaining that to somebody, they're like, "Well, you just haven't met the right man yet, mate. I've met men.
People
I
do
don't
say
trust them."
ignorant things do happen like that. I'm sorry. People say ignorant statements like that.
One of my friends is what's considered a gold star lesbian, so that means that she's never had sex with a man. She's never been in a relationship with a
Wait,
man.
there's terms like that?
Yeah,
Get
there's
the
loads
heck
of
out of here.
things.
Wait, a gold star.
Lesbian. Gold star lesbian, gold star gay.
So
That means
wait. So
as a
that means,
lesbian, that means you've never had sex with a man, and as a gay man, that means you've never had sex with a woman.
oh, I'm gonna use this on somebody that I know. This guy. I'm be like, listen, if I were to get in life, I would be a gold star. I'm gonna use that. I learn something new all the time on this show. Oh my goodness, I love it. Love
But
it. Love
she's
it.
been told like you just haven't had the right man yet, and she
Can you
literally
imagine?
looked
That's
one
like
man.
slapping somebody in the
The
face.
funniest thing that she ever said to one of them is, "Well, you haven't had the right dick yet either."
You know, it's crazy because people say the most ignorant things and don't even realize how dumb
And
it
when
is.
she said that, they're like, "But I'm not gay," and she's like, "And I'm not straight."
They don't see the comparison. They don't even think that
And
they
there's
should be.
loads of terms like that, like femme, chapstick, stem.
Wait, and you know, me as a person that tries to always be fair and accept, and there shouldn't be an accepting of everybody because
Mm-mm.
you are who you are. But I had somebody in my office. I was human rights once, and I had a case where somebody came in. They were gay, and the conversation started going from gay to more like somebody that was talking about making the transition, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
I was actually learning. Like, I have a friend that actually completely transitioned, and it is the
Love
most fascinating thing ever in life. He showed me things on his body that looked better than me. I was like, "Put your shirt back on,"
I don't
like,
want to
because
see that. You're
it
making
made
me
me
feel bad.
jealous. I was like,
You're making me feel bad.
I need to go work out or something. You know what I mean? But that's how accepting I was and how excited I was about the topic. But I found out in having and doing this intake on this person that was actually doing a report against their family member, that I said, well, I said, wait, are you gay? Or are you transitioning? And she told me that I was wrong for asking her that.
Mhm.
I didn't know. It's a learning experience.
Unless, like, especially for trans people, though, it's like, unless they volunteer that, you don't really ask
He nicely, luckily for me, he not because he could have got indignant with me and he would have
and
had,
been like,
but I
"Excuse
didn't know.
me."
I was,
No, and it's okay if like somebody doesn't know. Like, I'm not gonna be offended if they're like,
but I
"What
had
does
another
this
experience where
label
some people
mean?"
are though.
And that's
So there's
okay.
extreme on different levels for
Like
different people.
personally, if somebody asked me, "Hey, what's your gender?" I would be a little weirded out. Like, "Hey, why would you
Why do
come
you
up
care?
straight to me and ask?"
Why
But
do you
if you
care?
want to be educated, this is what my gender is. This is my pronoun, and look it up further if you need more information.
Would you get offended if somebody didn't or misrepresented your pronouns?
No, I use she they pronouns because I am considered under the transgender umbrella, but not completely. So
You are
I
so freaking intelligent. You know that? You are so intelligent. And I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But your intelligence blows my mind because I'm like, this girl is 20
I'm
years old.
considered what's called non-binary, so I fluctuate
Oh, is
between
that
male,
non-binary?
female,
That's what that means.
male, female, and nothing in between. So some days I'm super feminine, like now I'm wearing a dress. Some days I wear a suit. Some days I wear
I
trousers.
love that.
Some days I wear both.
I love that. Do your thing. Do your thing. I love it.
Oh yeah, that actually was one of the things as well. I originally, since my trauma, I was like, I actually thought I was fully trans at one point in my life. And I had to go through a gender journey to be like, okay, it's okay to be feminine and to
You
be
can be
this.
whatever you want to
Exactly.
be.
And it
People
took me
just
a
need to
while.
mind their business. If you don't like
Mhm.
somebody the way they look or what they're
Mhm.
doing,
Keep it to your damn self.
keep it moving. Then don't do it.
Mhm.
If you don't like the cute guy that dances on the corner, then don't stop and dance with him. But leave him
Exactly.
alone. Like, that's just how I
Exactly.
feel. That's right. That's exactly right. That's how I feel. I feel like, mind your business. Let people
Exactly.
live. So tell me about your journey, and then because we're getting very, very close to our time.
Yeah.
Tell me about your
So
journey.
it did take
Thank
me,
you for that.
yeah, it did take me a while because originally with my trauma I was like I didn't want anything to do with femininity. I was super against it, and I was like, okay, I
And you're so
genuinely think
beautiful, in a feminine way.
I know, and genuinely at that point I was like, okay, maybe I'm trans. So I was going through that at that point using he him
Trying to fit.
pronouns.
When you say going through, do you mean trying to figure out?
So I was wearing more masculine
Got it.
clothing, using more masculine names, using more masculine pronouns, and then it took me a while to be like, okay, I can accept that the feminine issue.
How did you come to that? Did you realize I like that though? I like that
Yeah, I
outfit
was
though.
like, I kind of like the dress, but I'm like, I don't. But I was like, but I can still be a man if I'm wearing a dress. You can wear a dress if you're a man. Good for you.
I
Your
admire
men
you.
are hot in dresses sometimes. Like even as a lesbian, I can say that.
I admire you for coming to the conclusion that you can do what the heck you want to do.
But when I was like that, I was like, I actually can openly embrace femininity and be feminine, and that's why I was. But not every trans person goes through that. Some trans people just do realize I'm a man and stay with that, or I'm a woman and stay with that, and that's
Mind your business.
okay.
Just mind your business. Mind your business. Like people are like, I mean, it does fascinate me. I'm not gonna lie. When I see somebody, like I saw the guy that dances at an event, and he was dancing so cute. I was like, oh, I want to do that dance he's doing. Like it was so cute and it was sexy. I was like, okay,
Get
you
it?
know. And then when he turned around, he was swinging his hair. When he turned around, and I realized he was a man. I was like, I love this. I was fascinated. I wanted to know, like, but what made me the most fascinated was his comfortability with himself. I
That's one
was
of my
like,
friends, cause like
I want to be like that. I'm always talking about how fat I am. I want to be like that.
exactly.
You know?
That's one of my friends. He's like openly bisexual and actually prefers women, but he looks more gay, and he doesn't care.
Right.
He's like, I don't care. I do what I
Who
want.
cares what they think? They're not, nobody, people need to just mind their business. I honestly believe that. And we need to be able, once we get done with this poor administration, we need to be able to take things, not just back to where we were, but we need to exceed.
I just want Obama back, bro.
We, don't even get me started.
I
Don't get
just
me
want.
started with,
Can we
oh,
have a third
don't get me
term? Like,
started.
can somebody like just like FDR had
Is he
three
the coolest
terms?
president in America?
Bro, like
When
FDR
he
had
be
three
doing his
terms.
bop when he's walking, and
His
he's
little
all cool
tan
and stuff.
suit.
I love it. I love it. I
Can
think
we
it's
bring
so,
his ass back? Because when I
wait.
was little, that was the best time.
What about at his inauguration? He started out like this. Everybody was all quiet, like, what's he gonna do? And he started singing an Al Green song. He said,
Yep.
Why people break up?
I
I was
know,
like,
and
that's it.
everybody could like relate to him, and he was the president that made
Everybody.
gay marriage legal, and I'm just like, I
But
love you. Can I bring you?
Listen, you would have thought I was gay when they were showing weddings, like when it was actually when the date actually happened,
I know, I was
and
like,
everybody was getting married. There was like some people were
and
getting
then like
married
the
at
older
certain
people,
days.
like the 90-year-olds and the 80. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
my god, I
the
love
old
you.
couples that have been together forever, but they finally could be like, we're getting married.
I know.
Cutest thing. You know what I like? The ones where like it's two women and they both have suits on. They both got tux on. Or two women where this fly. Like you ever see somebody, now this is just me, just being me. You ever see, I've seen gay women that look so freaking handsome. I'd be like,
Thank you.
like, and I'm not gay, but I like,
Yeah, no,
I'm
gay women are
attracted
hot.
to that. Like you know. Yes, and listen, let's just be honest about it. You know, I think when we have an administration, Obama, 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 like him,
girl,
that is accepting of everybody. Go ahead and get married. Do your thing,
exactly.
21.
Like
everybody can do their own
Kamala
thing.
Harris run again,
Wait,
please? Por favor.
and wait, I'm gonna just tell you who one of my favorite is.
Who?
Michelle Obama.
Oh, if
That
she
is-
ran for president,
That is my chick.
my first ever vote was when I was 18. I literally could. My first ever
Oh.
vote was in the 2024 election.
She's my
That was
idol.
between
I'm sorry.
Trump and Harris, and I'm like, you know what? No, fuck you, Trump. My first ever vote was Harris, and that I was the proudest person ever. I was just like, yes. I want her or AOC. Like I want AOC too, cause she's
AOC is everything.
oh, she's
But
beautiful.
Michelle
She's
Obama
intelligent.
Is my chick.
If Michelle Obama ever ran for president, I would
she's so super
cry.
intelligent, and her
She is
stature.
so smart.
But her stature is like so. Her demeanor
She's
is
so
just
elegant. And it's so
classy.
rude how
Even in
many people.
denim, she's
I
classy.
know, and it's so rude how many people are like, she's transgender. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh my gosh, people will
She's
say
just
what
elegant and you don't like that.
they want to say, but you know we could talk for 3 more hours. I
I
love it.
know.
I'm so sorry that I was late getting here today,
You're
but you
good.
have to come back and come back and come back because I vibe with you. We could talk for hours. I
I
love
know.
it. Please, anyone that sees this episode of Nina's Bag podcast, reach out to me because I have something that I'm working on to do monthly meetings to actually provide a safe space for people that
Oh,
have had situations like this beautiful woman here, because there needs to be follow up. Luckily
agreed.
for her and for us, she has she has gotten strength,
Hmm.
but there are people that are actually beat down and
That's what
don't
I want. That's why I want to say my
see.
story because, like,
Yes,
what if there's another kid that's
you're,
going through this?
there's tons of them, and you're
They
gonna
can't
help them.
recognize it, and then I say it, and they're like,
And they look at this cute girl that is so mature that she looks. She sounds like a woman, but she has this little baby face. But they see her and they're like, "Oh my goodness, she's so pretty." That happened to her. You don't show signs of it.
no.
That is overcoming because you're an overcomer.
And of course, I still have the trauma from it. It's
Listen,
not like anybody would say, oh, it's gone.
no, you could
It's
have
just
it.
in the back of
You could
my
be watching
mind.
something on TV and it brings something back and it affects you. It's gonna happen always. It does it to me,
Hmm.
and I'm a little bit older than you, just a little
Oh, yeah. Well,
bit.
you don't look it.
But I would love to say that we have other things that we're working on. I'm working on a march. I would love for you to come back again and again.
I'd love that.
And when I get this safe space that I can provide once a month for women, men, anybody that's been through that kind of trauma to come and just have a safe space to talk about whatever it is, I want you to be a part of it.
I'd love that.
You're meant to be. And anytime I can help you get on stages, I'm going to definitely do that.
Thank you.
Wow. I don't even want to go. Thank you so much for coming. Nina's Bag Podcast, advocate, educate, elevate. If you
Hmm.
didn't get something from this today, you need to look at yourself. Think about it. Thank you so much. Have a good
Thank you.
night. Thank you, Zaya.